Record. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coco in the Sun podcast. I'm your host, Malika Critchlow. Very, very grateful and blessed to be here today. I have the wonderful Abueng lady here. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, Nalady. It's my middle name.
The lady here to help us understand the message that we got this week. This is Abueng's third time with us visiting, our second time giving us a message for the podcast listeners. So I'm very excited. For those of you that don't know, Abueng works with the loving guides to help us understand messages that are coming through for us. She also does meditations, which are kind of cool. And I'm sure other things that she'll share with you, like, what her expertise in. So welcome up, Brian.
Thank you very much. And expertise, that sounds very perfect. But yeah, I do what you mentioned, and then I also do energy work, and I also just kind of create self-paced journeys that people can go on themselves that help with like self-reflection or help with like grounding energetically. So not earthing where you like connect with, physically touch Mother Earth, but just grounding and seeing yourself grounding to Earth's multidimensional core. So yes, the world of energy and understanding ourselves. That's where I like to be.
And I love Brian because she's so authentic and genuine and also very gentle with the teachings. I find that her teachings and meditations really help you to trust yourself more, really, and help build your own relationship, which is what I like that aspect of it. Not
Good. I'm glad to
yeah.
hear you say that because that's my aim. Just kind of because it's what I'm doing myself, right? What I share with others is like what's worked with me, and I want to understand myself better, not only just for like confidence or personal relationships, but just like energetically, like understand us, this human collective consciousness, and our journey through all that is back to source.
Our own unique journey. So today, are you ready to talk about the message? Let's talk about what you're offering first. Or you want to talk about what you're offering like after?
Do the message and everything, and then we can talk about that after. Yeah.
So everybody
uh,
remembers.
yeah. So, should I go ahead and read it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the message that came through. I asked for a message for the Coco and the Sun podcast listeners to help us expand our understanding, or as a gentle reminder for our highest good. So this is what came through for today. Green with envy, purple with rage. Your body gives signs, many signs, to help guide you towards alignment, physical and energetic, like the two just shared. Envy may not physically turn you green, but the clutching, the grabbing, the condensed, compressed resentment does result in a heavy green tinge in the energy field, which is picked up by others, consciously or unconsciously, and leads to interesting sayings like this green with envy. We love to answer your call, to create these messages with you, but we remind you, always gently, that you are living in always accessible, unique to you, personal guidance, your body, from Loving Guides.
I love that. I love that. So, of what I gather from this, but my favorite part of the message is that we have our own unique access to messages. Like, it's so funny because I'll tell you a joke later, but like the communication is kind of specific to us and not limited to just one way of communication. It's just ways that we understand it. And but I think most of the messages is saying like, the body will tell us where we're at, like if we're envious, if we are angry, and we need to pay attention to that, right? Not suppress it or dismiss it, but kind of look at why or what we need to love there within ourselves.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like a reminder, don't just dismiss it. We just so easily dismiss things like if we're irritated or of course you're gonna have up and downs. Like I don't get from this message, make sure that you're always happy. Like that's not what the message is saying, right? It's more like, hey, your body's gonna tell you, are you are the thoughts you're thinking right now, is the emotional state you're choosing right now in line with what you say you want or not in line? And you're gonna feel it, right? The physical body, like the energetic field for the physical body and the emotional body have a lot of overlap, right? More so than some of the other fields. Like they're very closely linked. So you can feel it all the time. And it's like giving you instant in the moment visceral feedback. But then I guess because it's so tangible and because it's constant, we just kind of get used to it. And then we kind of just, I don't know, almost diminish it. And then we'd rather get, like we want to see the answer to our question written in the clouds, or we want like a fairy to appear and then give us the same message. But, it's like so often, like now, if I'm deciding if I have like an option, two choices, I'll be like, okay, I'll bring one choice as if I've chosen it, see how it feels. Then I bring up the other choice as if I've chosen it and see how it feels. And it's just so, that's very clear when you just sit with it. It's like, okay, like if you give clear signals, you'll get back, like you're always getting back responses from your body.
Mhm.
But if we kind of can get quiet and get clear, then it'll be easier as well for us to decipher some of the signals we're getting. And then, of course, if we ignore certain maybe not so beneficial choices we're making for longer periods, then it starts to build up and build up and build up, and you can end up with problems in your body if you're holding, like if you're worried all the time, stressed all the time, like that just starts to have, physical consequences, right?
Yeah, that's true. I have come now to like judge my thoughts too much. I remember like just the other day I had this such a judgmental thought about a woman, and I was like, "Wow, I you are judgmental today, Malika. Oh my goodness, like that, like not like saying it was a good thought or a bad thought, but just like, wow, we are on it today. What's going on? Why are you so judgmental about this?" And then looking at what it was I was judgmental about, why did I judge her about that? What are my true feelings about that? What I need to unfold there, unravel there. You know what I mean? But yeah, so instead of dismissing it, kind of paying attention to it, or instead of saying it's a bad thing, or you shouldn't think like that, just looking at why. Why did I think like that? Say like
Yeah.
what's
And
upsetting me here?
yeah. And it's just getting your attention. It's just like neutral information. Like a red light is not good or bad, but it's telling you, hey, I mean, you could choose to go, but you're not going to like the consequences of going when I'm red. I'm just
Mhm.
telling you, red, you should be stopping, right? But if we can just kind of trust our bodies a little more. And a lot of us, and I would put myself in this camp too. A lot of us kind of don't really pay attention to all the little signs and nudges, the little off feelings, the tiredness, the slight headache. We only start
Um,
paying attention until
I
it's a
do.
big headache,
I do get that.
or we've literally made ourselves sick from worry. or and then we want to go to the doctor and they can give us something, and then we're just so we can just kind of keep on going instead of resting or doing what you did, where you're like, oh wow, okay, that was judgmental, okay, why, what's going on here, as opposed to beating yourself up about it and going into a shame spiral. Just be like, okay, information.
Yeah.
Right, it's information
Information.
for us to look at. But yeah, for some reason, I think too, part of it is we kind of just externalize the bad feelings in our body a lot of the time. If your friend, like, let's say, takes your bike and then without asking and breaks it, and you get angry,
Hmm.
yeah, that's in that anger, you'll be like, oh, it's her fault, I'm angry. It's like, no, she could have done that same thing and you could have not been angry, right? But you're angry, you're getting that feeling, that kind of burning, you know, edgy feeling. There's a reason it's telling you something about the way you're looking at it as well. And it's not about whether she was right to take it, wrong to take it. Like, if we can step back from the judgment, like you brought up, the judgment of whether what's going on outside of us was right or wrong, or who's good, who's bad,
Hmm.
and just kind of go back to, okay, what am I doing in here inside of me? Then that might be a little bit more helpful for us.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I try and remind myself when I do get, because I have some people who are very easy to judge in my life. They just you seem to consistently make the most inconsiderate, the most selfish choice. And I just I'll remind myself, okay, when I do find myself getting angry at that, it's like, okay, if you're in a restaurant, a waitress could bump into you and spill coffee. One person would get really mad and one person wouldn't,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. I find that I get less angry now over things I'd be angry for long ago or a little while ago. They still, so the stuff still comes to my attention that I don't like it, but it's not, I'm not like, I move on from it a lot faster. Like I don't stew in it for a long time, you know? So, yeah, I did notice that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be like, so even today I had a conversation with a friend. She wanted to go to a place I didn't want to go. I said I didn't want to go there.
Mhm.
And the no wasn't accepted. It was like, well, why? Like, why can't we go? And
Mhm.
I give the reason, and then, the reason had to be debated. And then for me, it was like a second of, yo, no, it just means no. Like, why does it have to be all of that? Like, I just don't want to go to that place. Like, I'm glad that you like to go. You should go. Like, but it's okay if I don't. Like, why do we have to go through this will? You're trying to mold my will. And I was there for like maybe 2 minutes. And the observation was like, I don't, this is the observation about myself. I don't like when I say something that I want for myself that's not accepted, right? That it has to be what the other person wants. For me, I
Mhm.
don't like that. I respect what you want. Like, can you just respect what I want? And then I was released from it. I was just like, I don't even feel bad about it because then sometimes I would feel bad about saying no. Like,
Mhm.
why can't I just do this? Why am I so sensitive? Why am I so, none of that actually happened. I was just like, well, I'm glad I was honest.
Mhm.
I released myself from that, and I'm not going to spend too much time, worrying about it. And I know now that I learned from myself that I don't enjoy uh, other people forcing their will or manipulating their will. So that's a lesson I learned about myself, but not something to um, stress a lot or be like stewing a lot. It was just like I understood this quickly and I let it go. Like, you know what I mean? And she let it go too after a while and she saw it wasn't going anywhere. She's like, okay, well, if you want to go this other place next week, let me know. And then the conversation just changed and it was much lighter. Instead, uh, maybe like a few years ago, it might have gone into, why don't you just respect what I want for myself? Like, why are you? And it would have been a whole thing, you know? But this time it was just much lighter and easier. And I was able to express myself without feeling guilty or without going overboard and making it more than it needed to be as well, you know? So,
Yeah, and then how did that feel in your body, what you did this time, as opposed to what would have happened a few years ago,
it
right?
felt, yes, much better, much more balanced, much more honest. Um, Less drama, but still true to myself, not going along with it either to just make peace. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, because I had similar situations where I was younger, where someone would ask me to do something I didn't really want to do, and then they keep asking me, and then I'd start feeling obligated. Like I had one friend who wanted me to, when we were in high school, coach a t-ball team with her, like be an assistant coach. I mean, I really didn't want to. I didn't know anything about t-ball. Not that there's a lot to know, it's little kids, but but she just kept asking and asking, and I remember the feeling too, like I just kept feeling like tighter and tighter, and then eventually I said yes, and
oh,
then I ended up spending 3 months doing something I didn't want to
would
do,
you?
right?
Yeah.
But I, like, looking back at that, I was getting the signal from my body, but then I was misinterpreting it. I was like, oh, this is me feeling guilty,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I should be doing it. She's gonna have to do it by herself. All these reasons why I needed to do it with her. Whereas now when I look back, I recognize that that feeling in my body was more that whole thought process I have of, well, if I don't do it, she'll be by herself. And all of this, you know, I need to fulfill this wish for the other person.
Yeah.
That mindset is what my body's reaction was for, not right.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting because we can misinterpret things too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sometimes we don't get it the first time. Takes a little bit of time to understand what's being communicated. So sometimes now too, when I see stuff in my dreams that are like, what? I'm like, okay, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing or a negative thing. It just means I don't know what it means right now. So it'll probably come later, that understanding, and not stress about it too. But I really like this part of this thing when it said that that you are living in always accessible, unique to you personal guidance. Like I really love that. So, like the other day I was looking at threads and somebody said she was crying over a man or whatever, and she heard God say to her, or her guide, right? What the F are you doing? Like, girl. And all her comments were saying, that's not God. God wouldn't talk to you like that, right? And then some people were like, no, God talks to you in a way, or your guides, or whatever you want to call it, right? Your soul speaks to you in a way that you would understand, that you would
Mhm.
enjoy, that, you know. And I've had like messages come, like clear audio messages right before I get up, and it's this not what I would ever think would be said in the way that it's said, but the way that it's said is so funny and honest and true to me. Like it would be for me. Like that's how they would talk to you. So I really love that because we do have our own personal like communication.
Yeah, it's personalized, it's customized, it's bespoke,
Right. So
whatever word you want to use.
right. So
But
like for those
yeah,
people
and
that
your body
like,
has no other agenda, right? You don't have to doubt. Your body is just about you and keeping you alive and well.
mhm.
So yeah.
So I was like, so other people that say God don't talk to you like that, God doesn't talk to them like that because they don't appreciate it that way, right? But doesn't mean he doesn't talk to other people that they the way that they appreciate, you know? So I really love that. Like it's unique to you, so unique to you. And I love that it's unique to us because it makes the journey like even more special, I think. Or enjoyable. Yeah. So, so that's all I'm dealing with today, I think. I'm really happy for all these lessons that we get at Boeing. So tell us about.
Yeah, and they're right there for us too. We can just ask and listen, and maybe it'll come in words, or maybe it'll be a feeling, or, but it's right there for us.
A feeling or a YouTube video or I don't know. I've been trying to ask stuff before I go to sleep to see if I get an answer. I think I'm getting answers, but I don't remember the dreams or I'm not understanding the dream, like what it means. So I'm still like figuring out my communication. But to me, all of that is fun, like developing that own language and stuff like that. But yeah, so tell me about the offerings.
Oh, so for one of your listeners, I'll do so these messages, like I've done two for the podcast. I'll do three in the month of December for one of your listeners. So just so this be one a week, the first, second, and third Fridays in December, and it could be for one person or for a small group of their choosing, like how these messages are for your podcast listeners.
Okay.
So, and yeah, and for free in December. So, yeah, that's the offer.
Okay. And I'll put the links again under this YouTube video, this podcast video, so they can reach out to you if they wanna do it.
Yeah, but you brought up dreams, and I know for me, one thing I found helpful with dreams because they're all over the place, and it's like, well, why is there a dinosaur chasing me?
Right?
but but for me, the in dreams, the feeling in the dream is the information for me anyway. So how did I feel in the dream? Was I scared? Was I peaceful? Regardless of what was happening in it, what was the feeling of it?
Yeah. Sometimes I am, mostly, but sometimes they leave me unsettled. So I've been asking now, like when they share information or messages, please let me wake up feeling safe and at peace. So ever since I've been doing that, I don't feel like that anymore. But yeah, some of the dreams do, yeah. I a lot of dreams I feel good about or I can accept it, but sometimes there it like there's one in particular that I'm still mad about that they chose to tell me whatever they chose to tell me in that way. I was like, you guys need to refine this process because I did not enjoy that dream. Okay. But yeah. hmm The feeling, yeah, the feeling in the dream is very meaningful. I agree. Okay, Brian, I guess I will let you go.
It's a
And
little noisy here, so I keep putting it on mute. And also, I was coughing earlier too, but
oh, so I'll let you go and then hopefully you'll visit us again on the podcast. Yeah.
yeah, I love chatting with you about whatever topic. So, whether it's these messages or something else, I love talking about these kind of topics. I can talk forever.
I'm gonna ask you, have
So
you
yeah.
ever heard anything about like sacred union or divine union? No, I'm curious about that, but I don't have like a lot of information. All right. Well, have a great night and thank you so much, O'Brien. Hope you have a good weekend.
Thank you, Malika, for having me again on your wonderful podcast and have a wonderful weekend yourself.
Thank you. Bye.